And the question is, you said Zik was a Pan-Africanist, right?
Yes.
Do you mind explaining what makes him a Pan-Africanist? Not what he said, but what he did that makes him Pan-Africanist.
Okay. I don't like to make opinions in isolation, and I am not a student of history. As a matter of fact, I usually think, or I'm of the opinion that history drags us back. It is not me, it is not myself that called, or I wasn't the first person to call Zik a Pan-Africanist. As a matter of fact, the biggest resentment the Igbos had for Zik was his Pan-African ideas instead.
That's not true. That's not true. Obina, the only reason, listen, the only reasons, maybe they lied to you. The only reason Igbos hate Zik was because Zik stopped believing in Biafra. Whatever Pan-Africanism that Zik talked about, he spoke about it, he never did it. Every opportunity that Zik had in Nigeria, he used it to the advantage of his people. When he was going to start University of Nigeria, why didn't he start it in Lagos? Oh, no, not Lagos. Why didn't he start it in Kaduna? How about Sokoto? He didn't do anything. As the Pan-Africanism was just a rhetoric that he said. Let me quickly say something before we go on. History does not drag us back. History gives us a reference point. We're able to refer to something. It can also be a launching pad into something bigger. When I look back into my history as a Yoruba man, for instance, I don't see anything that's dragging me back. I see something that is telling me to go on. I see the greatness of my ancestors and I'm inspired to do more. It's only if there's nothing good in the past that people will say, oh, it's dragging me back. But the past is full of greatness. Therefore, it pushes me forward into greater greatness, if there's any phrase like that. So history doesn't drag. The only problem with history is this: if you do not learn any lessons from it, you just decide to dwell there, that's the problem. For instance, maybe something great happened in the past and you now dwell on the past to the point where you're not even thinking of replicating it. That could be a problem. If you look at the past and you don't even think of preserving that past for the benefit of the coming generation, that's a problem. If you look to the past and all you see is just to, look at the evils of the past and not learn any lesson, again, that's a problem. But history itself does not drag anybody back. It provides you a template. It gives you a model. It shows you reference materials, things you can study in order to have a better understanding of life, and so that you ensure that you don't repeat the mistakes of the past. What do you mean by history tying you to the past? Is there nothing in the past that inspires you?
No.
Your own history.
When I look at my history first as an African, no. It's not about if there's nothing there that inspires me. Of course, there are things in my history that inspires me. But I just think that...
Can you give us 2 examples?
Of things in my history that inspires me?
Yes.
When Igbos chose to drown than to become slaves.
No, they were slaves already.
Okay, those slaves that chose to drown than to remain slaves, right?
Okay.
That one alone is more than enough. But I just think that too much time and energy is spent on this so-called history instead of expending that time and energy in trying to shape a better future. Exactly.
How do you shape a better future if you're not learning from the past?